Okay, the options object has a property called methods, where we can store our functions like we do for our data. So we have data object, we have the L property, but we also have this methods object. So inside the view instance, we can define methods by placing them inside the methods object, and we can call them anything we like. We only need to remember that use a naming convention that clearly describes our code and what it does. So let's do a practical example of that. Let's say that we have first name Fabio and last name. Okay, and then let's imagine that we want to render onto the page the full name, so first name and last name. What we are going to do is simply to create a method inside the methods object. So this is part of the options object. So inside the methods, we create a function that we can call get full name, okay, and we open the square brackets. We have two different syntax. This is the ES6 syntax, and then we have also the ES5. And it is get full name, which is kind of a property, and then an anonymous function. So both will do the same thing. I'll use the first one for now. So what we want to do is now grab the name, and plus space plus last name. I want to return that. Okay, so this function is going to return the full name. Okay, so inside the code that we wrote, we created a method inside the methods object and we called it getFullName. Inside the method, we have access to this keyword that refers to the object instance. Therefore, we can use it to access from our method the properties stored inside that object. And when we call the getFullName method, we will return a single string that contains both the first name and the last name properties. Now, what we need to do, of course, is go inside our HTML file and render this onto the page. Let's say, let's have a div, and in here we will call the method. Okay, like that. So now, if we start our live server, we shall see my full name. So that's the basic for basic use of methods. And now that we know how to create method and where to put them, so inside the view instance and then inside the inside the objects called the object called methods, we can move forward and learn a bit more about directives, and specifically we will cover the conditionals and loops. See you in the next video.